The season's actually been really, really fun. I've been here for 3 years now, and I feel like this is the most fun I've had. Every day, I love this team because we compete regardless of who is in front of us, whether it's us in practice or other teams. But it's just been really fun to get to this point. And last year, Coach Porter told us that it wasn't going to be much pressure playing in the tournament last year, but this year we feel a little bit of pressure because we have some things to prove to others and to ourselves. So I'm just excited.
Okay. Coming to this year, I think they picked you girls to be about fourth, I think, in the conference, but obviously exceeded those kind of expectations. But you had expectations kind of coming in. What was just the expectations coming into this year?
The expectation for us was to play our game. We always knew how good we could be, but of course it gets kind of murky, especially when we had the beginning like we did. We started 2-6. But understanding that the season is also long, so even though it might not look good at some points or you hit adversity, you always can bounce back at any point in time. So, yes, we exceeded expectations, but we also knew that we can make it to this point.
Okay. Just talk a little about that in the start of the season, 2-6, like you said. What was it kind of like, during that period where obviously, didn't get the start that you wanted, basically?
The beginning of the season, like I said, it was a little murky. We all were trying to find our footing, understand what our roles were, how to navigate each game, navigate each opponent, but I want to say after we lost to Pembroke and Belmont Abbey, our only two conference losses, we understood that at the end of the day, if we play our game, we can't focus on the opponent. We just do what we do. So we took that as a learning lesson, which I'm really thankful for. But we took it as a lesson and we learned from it and we bounced back and understood that it's all about us, not the other people.
Yeah. Can you point to one thing or one thing that you girls changed really kind of in that after those two games that really kind of propelled you to this big winning streak?
For me, I feel like we changed our mindset. So we didn't go into it thinking about who's going to score the most points or who's going to be the face of the newspaper at the end of the day. We really just thought about playing our game. Like I said, falling into our roles, understanding that it's game by game. And at this point, we're going to have a target on our backs because people know how good we are, regardless of what the record would have been or is now. But we just changed our mindsets. We started understanding that we can win every game that we set our minds to, and adversity is going to hit at some point, but as long as we know we're going to win, we're going to win.
Was there anything offensively or especially defensively that you really kind of honed in on after that, stretch that really you think kind of turned things around a little bit?
Yeah, so we really started focusing on defense because one thing that we did know from the beginning of the season, regardless of the record, is that everyone on our team can score on any level. We have people who can shoot the ball very well, who can make layups, make moves. So we stopped focusing on offense so much and we focused a lot on defense. So rotation, being in help, all those things, rebounding was very important for us too. So we just changed our mindset from less offense, more defense, and understanding that our offense will flow from our defense.
Okay. Obviously, things just started rolling. I mean, when did the team really kind of become conscious of kind of how big the winning streak kind of got?
Well, honestly, we were hearing things about it, like we're on X amount of game win streak and this and third, but we didn't really pay much mind to it. But when it started getting to the double digits and we realized, like, whoa, like we're actually doing this, and when we ended January undefeated, and now February undefeated, it like kind of becomes a shock to us because it's like we don't set out to reach these streaks, but when you reach it, it's just amazing to see that when you set your mind to things and taking one game at a time, how far it can go.
Okay. Obviously, at the beginning, you're kind of finding your footing and really kind of getting on this run, but at the end there, you start to get some teams best shots, especially from kind of in the lower conference. What was that like, and how much do you think that helped propel you going forward? Starting to get teams really best shots every game.
So we understand. So for some reason, we feel like when we play other teams, they always come and they give us their A game. They give us 100%. They go hard. They double team. They trap. They do whatever they can to keep the ball out of certain people's hands. But we knew that was going to come. Being a good team, you have to understand that teams are game planning for you, whether they're the bottom of the conference or the top of the conference. They understand that they have to give their best shot to beat us. So it was very important for us to see that, especially before the tournament, because any team can sneak up at any time. But to see teams game plan a certain way and throw different things at us, it was really good because even though we ended up winning those games, we learned a lot more. So we learned how to play against different defenses and how to move the ball in certain ways. So I think it was very important.
Okay. Obviously, now just talk about going into the conference tournament. Get the bye all the way until basically the semifinals, but that sort of gives you're going to play really good teams kind of in order to win the conference. Mm-hmm. What's just going to be the mindset kind of going in, knowing that you're going to face really good teams from the get-go basically?
So we're going to have the same mindset. So of course we ended the regular season very well and the conference season very well, but it's a new season now, so we have to understand that every team, like I said, is going to give their best shot. Everyone's going to go hard, including us. So we have to understand that at the end of the day, we can only play our game and hope for the best. But I know that our team is very resilient, so when adversity hits at this point, we understand how to handle it and move forward. So we're excited. We're very excited. We're happy for the bye week, but we're also kind of anxious to begin playing because it's just, we're in the groove right now, but we also love to play. Like I said, we're a very competitive group. So when we're not playing, like, we don't know what to do ourselves. But we're so excited, and we're ready to play whoever comes to us.